Thank you, Steve. We are nearly there. We're not going to have any ticking bags or anything like that, I hope. So let's hope this goes very smoothly. But I've been really, really looking forward to this all day. Although I've got to say I prefer morning sessions. I feel already exhausted. But no, this is going to be a really lovely, chat. I've known Ali a while. I've known Lucy for even longer.
Long time.
Would you like to just both introduce yourselves, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of an opener to the session, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name's Ali Jones. I have the privilege of being the Chief Customer and Omnichannel Officer for Matalan, but I've been in retail for far too many years, including amazing brands like Next, Debenhams, Arcadia, Woolworths Australia, and the Co-op. So love media, love retail, so it's great to be here to talk about it.
Thanks,
Hi, I'm Lucy Barnes. I am General Manager of Havas Media Manchester. I started my career in London, hence why I know Rachel, working at Zenith Optimedia, lots of independent and networks, and then moved back up north to the north, 2012, and I've been working in the Media Manchester agency ever since.
Brilliant. Well, look, welcome, both of you. It's really delightful to have you here. So I just wanted to set a bit of context, and I'm going to put this all down to you, Ali, because under new leadership, Matalan is bouncing back after the pandemic by continuing to innovate. Driven by the mission to become the one-stop shop for customers, Matalan is integrating in-store and digital channels and modernising its media and brand building strategy. So hopefully today what we're going to hear is firsthand how Matalan is re-establishing its brand connection with customers and transforming into a customer-centric, omnichannel brand, and how it's organised and works with its agency partners like Havas as one team. We've heard quite a lot about team and new models. And what's brilliant about this model is that media really is playing that integral role, earning its seat at the top table. So could you just tell us a little bit about this journey, Ali?
Yeah, so I joined about 18 months ago when a complete new set of owners took over running Matalan. Matalan was founded 39 years ago by the Hargreaves family, who did an incredible job creating a completely unique value proposition in the market. So this was before George Asda, before Primark had really kind of found its own groove, and was offering M&S and Next quality product at half the price, and it grew massively. I think it's fair to say it took the eye off the ball, and obviously COVID pandemic really hit it hard. So when we came in, we saw a business that had huge potential. It's in the value sector. We know how important value is to all of society, no matter what your income or demographic is. Everyone wants a great value and good quality. So one of the first things that I did when I came in was to sort of say, well, how do we have a modern business that is built on the excellent heritage that the Hargreaves family developed? And some people will go and get like a branding agency or a strategy house to come in. But for me, a great strategy executed poorly is way worse than a mediocre strategy executed well. And so what I decided to do was to get the team at Havas, so particularly Lucy, Nick and James, who are sat at the front there, with the team at McCann Manchester, who obviously have done great work for Aldi in the last 16 years, and a consultancy with a guy called Graham, who works for a company called Flintlock, to come together to work not just with the customer team, but with the whole business to find out what is the real customer truths that will make us a successful modern value brand. And so it was those guys that brought all the data insights together as equal partners with my team. And Lucy spent as much time with our logistics team, our buying team, our retail team, our online team as they did with the marketing team. And that was really, really important so that there was trust in the business to what we were going to create. But it also meant that customer data and insight that a lot of you media owners and media agencies have was front and center at developing that strategy. So that really helped to make a step change of how the customer was perceived in the business from the start.
That's brilliant. And I think, real privilege as the media agency to have that seat at the table. How do you see your role in terms of Matalan's transformation?
Many roles, but to pick up what Ali's just said, there's three actually, but the main role that I empower the team to have, and obviously myself as well, is we've talked about it a few times today, to be that business partner. So, you know, it's a huge transformation. There's obviously significant investment that goes with a transformation like this. There'll be elements of that transformation that don't work overnight. And so you have to trust the people that you work with, the agencies you're working with, you know, to be brave, try new things, and to have the faith that those things will work or that we're doing the right thing. And obviously having expertise that's been doing it in previous places also helps. But I empower the team to be the business partner. So whatever level we're talking to, not just talking to Ali, but throughout the business, my team do operate as a business partner. The same with McCann, and we are equals. And it is hard sometimes coming together as agencies. You know, there's probably a few in the room. You know, we all came when things separated apart, and it can be a challenge. But I think with Ali and the team, the new board being so clear from the start, this is what needs to happen. I know it works. I want it to happen. So being really clear with us, you know, not do it or you'll get out, but ultimately being really clear with us, that was the expectation, and there might have been a little bit of that. Then we know that that's what's expected, so we're going to give it a good go, and we have, and that equal piece is super important. That's the main role. Those other roles, like more media specific, so we could use any media partner in this room and reach the Matalan audience. It's huge. At Havas, we talk about creating meaningful connections with audiences, and it's really important that we identify the most valuable customer on this transformation journey. So again, we've got to keep the lights on for the business whilst we're going through the transformation. It's really important, again, I make sure I encourage my team to focus on where we're adding meaningful connections with the most valuable customer. Impact, attention has been talked about a few times, whilst also obviously driving sales in the short and long term.
And do you think that kind of that consumer-centric approach, is that, because you talked about your one agency model at the beginning helping with the strategy, and then in terms of execution, is that how you keep everybody on course, that you focus around the consumer?
Absolutely. We redid all our customer segmentation at the time, which the guys were involved in, so everyone's clear who we're targeting, and that goes back to the buyers. So a massive education to get the buyers to understand who our customers are, the retail teams, the omni teams, and it's not just, you know, pen portraits, it's what makes them tick and how we connect with them. So that is a really fundamental part of it. And then, you know, holding everyone to account with the outcomes, holding everyone really, really clear on what our KPIs are that we're trying to drive. Yeah,
it's that joint ownership. You're all accountable. And so just staying on that omnichannel, because obviously it's in your title, how do you kind of ensure a seamless integration across, I suppose, digital and in-store? And is it challenging?
Hard. It's bloody hard. I mean, I have omnichannel in my title. Have I delivered that yet? Absolutely not. I think I have been incredibly fortunate all my jobs since Debenhams days. Online has been a part of my role, so that profit P&L, and that's because typically, whether you're food or your general merchandise or your home, more than 80% of people that visit your digital platforms don't buy, but they get an experience of your brand. And so connecting customer and online together is absolutely vital. And also, and I think this was linked to a panel earlier this morning, as a marketer, you have to be innovative, you have to be creative, you have to be commercial, and you have to be much more commercial than you ever have been, because it's so much more complicated, and you have to be completely data literate as well, in which case connecting those two areas together is really important.
Yeah, and I love you use the word innovative, because I think innovation, when you talk about the future of media, you've got to be testing and learning. And I think when I've spoken to you both before, and I think to you, Lucy, it's really important. We love it as agencies to try new things, and you know, it's hard though to keep innovation on the plan sometimes. I know you've done some brilliant things with AI generation and etc. But I suppose really more around innovation. How do you keep it on the plan? I suppose to Lucy.
Quite simply, it has to stay on the plan.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the first time we met, Ali, you said it's not enough for Matalan just to catch up. Like, so there hasn't been the investment in Matalan from a brand perspective, in the store experience, UX, lots of things. It's a huge transformation that needs to happen. It's not enough for us just to catch up, because we'll still be behind. We've got to leapfrog the category, and the only way you can leapfrog any category is through innovation and doing things a little bit different and massively better, if that makes any English sense. So there isn't an option not to be innovative. Obviously, it doesn't have to be all the shiny stuff, you know, that perhaps gets released in the press, like the AI, but I could talk about that in a second. it's different ways of working to provide efficiencies, innovation. Again, I empower my team to be that business partner, to have the confidence to go to Ali's team and say, I've thought about this, what do you think?
Yeah.
But if I could just build on, innovation doesn't have to be expensive. So there's a lot of media owners in this audience, isn't there? Yeah. Okay, everyone's fallen asleep after their coffee. So many times in my 20-something year career, I've gone out to media owners to say, I need some new ideas, some innovation. And 9 times out of 10, you guys come back with, here's something, and here's a big bloody bill. What you need, if you want to get in and drive innovation with a client, you need to come in with something small that you can then scale. Excite us, but don't give us a big bill. I know you're all targeted to grow your media revenue. We get that. We're all targeted to grow our sales and our profit. But come in with innovation that's going to cost me nothing or very little. We will jump on it, and my God, that relationship with you will be huge. You'll learn about our business, and you'll reap the benefits because you'll get a greater share. So innovation doesn't have to come off the agenda because it doesn't have to be expensive. And I think if media owners can start thinking like that, we'll go faster, because a lot of the innovation, and we heard about it earlier, is coming from some of you guys as well as obviously the media agencies.
Yeah, no, I do love that. And I suppose thinking about it from an omnichannel point of view as well, how can you innovate, and how do you see that evolving as you understand more and more about customers? How do you leapfrog or just stay one step ahead of the competition? How are you facing that?
I think it's about thinking about what technology can do for you. I think too many people come in and talk about the technology. What I want to know is, how is it going to make it easier for my customers? How do I get more opportunity? How do I get more sales? How do I make things more efficient? So I'm not really interested in the tech. I'm interested in the outcome that it can deliver. So I think if tech companies, media owners, people in the audience and outside can think about outcomes, not the tech. Because quite frankly, I'm too old and I don't understand it. But I know if it can make a difference, I'm going to jump all over it and I'm going to learn about it.
Great.
And that's exactly how the Google Shopping AI feed came about. I'm sure we've all done it as agents in the room. Ali, here's an AI presentation of what's going on in the AI world, and quite rightly, you said to us exactly what you just said. How can I make this work? How can I drive sales from this? And so we went away and showed the art of the possible and held hands and kind of created this product that's done great things for us in regards to Google Shopping. So we use AI to basically write our product descriptions, and we've seen incredible results in terms of increased impressions from that. And so it came from that one little conversation where we've held hands together and gone and created a brand new product.
Yeah, like really drowning efficiencies and business results.
Yeah.
Can't believe we've got 1 minute.
What?
So I know. So I'm going to make sure we're on time. So biggest learning or key takeaway. So Ali, back to you. In terms of what you've learned through this journey, what advice or key takeaway could you give the audience?
I think I've used this phrase a couple of times, so if anyone's ever heard me speak before, which is, you need creativity and you need data. It's not one or the other.
Good.
Because customers don't know what they want, but you need to back it up with some data points as well. So I would really encourage everybody when they're thinking about a journey to blend the two together. I think we've been just very focused on, because we've got so much data, but that creativity is fundamental, which is why I believe in media agencies and creative agencies working as one.
Yeah.
Because that's where you bring the power of the left brain, right brain together.
That's the future. Lucy?
My biggest learning as a leader is quite a basic, but I think that's really important as a leader, to let everyone else do the exciting stuff and focus on the basics, and that's listening. Never stop listening, whether that's to your clients. Hopefully we're all listening to our clients, but really actively, not just the senior person in the room, the business and everybody within that. Listening to your team. It's really important you've got a highly functioning, motivated, the right team in place, and being prepared to pivot and have difficult conversations if it's not going right, whether that's with the client or whether that's with the team themselves. And then listening to the customer. We've talked about it all day. The customer is everyone's challenge at the moment. The world's changing, but the fundamentals of listening to the customer has always been there. We've always had to listen to the customer.
Yeah.
We still do.
Well, thank you to everybody for listening to us, and please give it up for Lucy and Ali.
Thank you.